What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Arrow Season 7. And yes, you didn't hear me wrong. Arrow Season 7. I'm back reviewing Arrow. What an epic first episode. Very good. Arguably the best episode of Arrow premiere-wise for a very long time since the Deathstroke season, in my opinion. So episode 1 is called Inmate 4587. And we keep hearing that throughout the whole episode, which is pretty awesome. So what the in hell happened at the end? That end scene was so awesome. I didn't see it coming, but I have got a pretty awesome theory of what is actually going on. But I won't talk about this in this video. I'll talk about it in another video. So there was a time jump. We find out throughout the first episode that Stephen Amell, not really Stephen Amell, Oliver Queen, has been in jail for 5 months. William and Felicity, aka Erin, is her new name. She's obviously in a house arrest. She's obviously got a new identity. We find out that Diaz is looking for her and William. And what a coincidence, when the episode starts, maybe like 20 minutes in, he finds her 5 months later. Not during the actual break of the 5 months, but ironically in the first episode. So we get a monologue, kind of little V-roll of Oliver Queen in jail, training, and it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. It's a different concept. Now, it's a very different season, in my opinion, because he's in jail with many people he put in jail, like Vinnie Jones, who plays Britt. There's this wrestler dude, Samson, he's in there, who was in WWE. A bunch of people who he put in jail. So it's a bit obvious that they're all gonna be gunning for him, and that's exactly what they do. There is an awesome fight scene in a shower when he's pretty much naked, and we all seen it coming because Stephen Amell tweeted about it, and it was such a cool fight scene. But the only thing that ruins it is he does this sick fighting, takes everyone out, then someone blindsides him with one punch, and he gets knocked out, and he's like, your family's dead. And then what happens after is Felicity goes to see him. So obviously Oliver's family isn't dead, and the fact that Diaz tried to put a hit on Felicity has absolutely irritated him, to the point where he goes from kind of sticking to himself, just wanting to do his time. But do you really think they're going to let him out? So I think that he's actually going to be in jail for a lot longer than what everyone actually thinks. So we get to see everyone in a new role. Curtis is working with John Diggle in Argus. I can't really remember, or I don't really care what his job is, but he's doing something on computers, probably research and development, which is quite normal in that kind of work, that kind of job, I guess you could say. Felicity's new job is she is working in a coffee shop, but she's secretly a computer hacker, as we already know. Dinah, aka Black Canary, is now captain of the police force, which I think is pretty cool. It gives her a very good role. Now, so Black Siren is playing a different role this year. She's actually the DA and only gets one line in the whole episode. We're not lying, one scene when she just says they're against vigilantiness, and if there's any vigilantes, then they're gonna be taken down. Then all of a sudden there is a new vigilante pretending to be the Green Arrow, but it's not Oliver Queen, because he's in jail getting it, if you get what I mean. He's getting it in jail, and it's pretty cool. So who is the imposter Green Arrow? There's been a lot of conspiracy theories chucked around. Oh, it's John Diggle, it's Roy Harper. It can't be Roy Harper, but can it? So throughout the whole summer, there was a mystery. Where's Roy Harper? Why isn't he in any trailers? Why did he turn out at an expo with with basically not being shaved? He wasn't allowed to shave. And we find out why, who, and what Roy Harper is at the end of the episode. But I'm going to come back to that. But I don't think Roy Harper is the Green Arrow. I personally think it could be someone completely random, or someone from Oliver's past. As we know, in this season, we're not going to get flashbacks, but we are going to get flash forwards, so to speak. So this episode actually didn't answer a lot of questions. It gave you more questions than it answered. It's like, well, how did that happen? What did it happen? So for instance, Diaz was just about to kill Felicity, because at the start of the episode, Oliver keeps having a dream that Felicity gets shot, but he's just having a nightmare. But in the actual episode, there's a similar situation where Diaz is just about to kill Felicity. Then Argus comes in, I'm presuming John Diggle's there. But how did Diaz track her down in the first place? Is Felicity's new friend at the coffee shop, who we see temporarily, is he working for Diaz? Is that how Diaz tracked Felicity down? But more importantly, How did Diaz get away from Argos? How? So you get what I mean? It's unanswered questions. Does Wild Dog know who the Green Arrow is, the new Green Arrow, because he wants to help him? There's a lot of unanswered questions, which is pretty good, because usually the first episode doesn't tell you a lot, but this one did tell you a lot, but it left you pining for more. So obviously Felicity wants to stay with Oliver, wants to stay in Star City. So William gets sent to Cambridge University, obviously because Diaz is still out there and they don't want anything to happen. So after Oliver finds out that Diaz went after Felicity, he basically lets it rip. He doesn't hold back. He literally kicks the shit into Brick, and then he finds the biggest guy, the guy who ironically beat him up earlier in the prison, smashes him like he's absolutely nothing. But what's interesting about this prison is, in Slam Side Prison, is the prison guards let them have a fight and then they take them down. Then they're like, yeah, you're going in the slammer, you're going in the hole, so to speak. So it's very interesting how they let them have fights, then the repercussions happen after. Obviously, no one wants to be in prison, and it looks like quite a tough prison to be in, because you got to consider that literally everyone inside that prison, or majority of them, are in there because of the Green Arrow. So let's talk about the ending scene. What happened? Because at first there were some flashbacks to the island, and you actually think they're flashbacks, and then you realise it's a flash forward, not a flashback. So Felicity gives William a little sentiment gift before she sends him away, and we find out when this person goes to Liang Yu, goes to Robert Queen's memorial grave, that I thought it was someone completely different, and then obviously Roy Harper is revealed to be on the island. But you got to remember, this is 20 to 30 years later. So William will be early 30s and Roy Harper will be in his 50s, according to the showrunner. So there is some crazy fast forward or flash forward, which is pretty cool. It's like, why is Roy Harper there? Is Green Arrow dead in this timeline? Why is William, his son, going there 20, 30 years later? It's really odd, and I've got a theory that's not going to make any sense unless Barry Allen messes up the timeline. But it's interesting. It ends with Roy Harper being there, and he knows who he is. He knows that's a future version of William. Now, people are going to jump to the fact that, oh, he's going to be trained, he's going to be the next Green Arrow. But realistically, are they going to set it up? Because you've got to understand, Arrow Season 7 is most likely going to be one of the last seasons. So to set this up and for it not to have any payout would be quite bad. But when I seen Roy Harper right at the end, it was like, damn, now it makes sense why they haven't been showing Roy Harper in any of the trailers. And some people would jump to the conclusion, yeah, Roy Harper is definitely the imposter Green Arrow because he's Roy Harper in the future. No, that does not make any chronological sense to anyone that thinks logically, in my opinion, but it could be. So who could be the Green Arrow? John Diggle, no, because that's too obvious. Roy Harper, no, it's too obvious. As we know, the next episode, the Longbow Hunters are coming. We know they're going to be a pinnacle part of the season. We know Diaz has been upgraded to a season regular. So this season's going to have so much craziness. Obviously, there's a lot of castings happening, but obviously we don't know what's going to happen in these flash forwards. There could be multiple new characters. I'm so looking forward to this season after it started really strong. So many unanswered questions. Is Team Arrow going to come back? Is Dinah going to go against the DA and come back as Black Siren? Are they going to extradite the Green Arrow? How long is Green Arrow going to stay in prison for? What actually is Brick's side hustle? Because obviously the person that's now gone in the slammer, because of Oliver Queen, they need 3 people for this side hustle. But what is the side hustle? What scheme has he got going in this jail, in this prison, in Slam Side Prison? Very compelling storytelling. And obviously it's got a new showrunner now, Beth. I'm not even going to say her last, like pretend to say her last name. But Beth is the new showrunner, and to be honest, you couldn't even tell that this is a different showrunner. Very well executed TV show, and it was nice to see that Oliver did actually get redemption for the character that he let get bullied. So obviously this character's trying to get Oliver's help in jail, and he couldn't help him because he's trying to keep himself to himself, but then he just beats the hell into everyone. So I don't think anyone, I think he might be called Stanley. I'm recording this in one take after watching it. So I think he's called Stanley or something like that. I don't think anyone's going to be picking him again because Oliver's taken out the biggest person in prison. So Oliver is going to be the OG. He's going to be the hot shot in there. It's just amazing. I'm so looking forward to next week's episode. Anyway, guys, as you know, I've been doing this Arrow stuff on my channel for such a long time. One of the original channels to actually cover Arrow. I know I've not been doing as much DC stuff recently, but I will be covering a lot more Flash, Arrow, at least, and some DC EU stuff on the channel. So looking forward to bringing back all this kind of stuff. Anyway, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you are a Marvel viewer, don't worry. The Marvel content is not going anywhere. Just we need to start doing DC stuff on the channel. I miss doing the DC stuff. I miss talking with all the Arrowverse fans. Anyway, guys, please hit the like button and share because I want to do more videos like this and it helps the channel grow massively. So guys, let me know everything down below. If you do want me to do a trailer breakdown for the second episode, let me know and I will do it if I get enough interest. Anyway, guys, I will catch you in that next video very soon. Catch ya later.